Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Jiten Vasist from Department of Biotechnology and Bioinformatics, JP University of Information Technology, Himachal Pradesh. Today I am going to talk about cholesterol, a versatile molecule with its good and bad roles. This module is placed in paper Membrane Biophysics as cholesterol is an important component of membrane architecture. In current lecture, I am first going to tell you the structural features of cholesterol. I am then going to discuss the functional role of cholesterol, which provides the clear picture of importance and necessity of this versatile molecule, particularly in animal system. Later section of this module focuses on different types of cholesterol that exist and describe their differences. In the end, I will give you an comparative overview of good cholesterol and bad cholesterol and their effects in human cellular physiology. Following are the objectives for this module. Number one, what is cholesterol? Then, structural features of cholesterol. Third one is the functional role of cholesterol. Then I'll discuss about types of cholesterol, good versus bad cholesterol. And lastly, the objectives for harmful effects of cholesterol. Now coming to this first objective, that is, what is cholesterol? It is a fat-like waxy substance found in our body. It comes from two sources. Number one, from our food, and second, body actually makes cholesterol naturally in our liver. Cholesterol word is derived from Greek language in which cholos means bile and stereos means solid. The last suffix "ol" stands for an alcohol group. The discovery of cholesterol was done by Paultier de Sale in 1769 in bile and in gallstone. It was rediscovered in 1815 by Chervil, who named it cholesterine. Cholesterol basically is a higher order of lipid molecule and comes under modified steroid, that's sterol. Cholesterol is generally found in blood plasma and other body tissue of vertebrates with large concentration within the liver, spinal cord, and brain. Cholesterol is an essential structural component of all animal plasma membrane and is synthesized majorly by all animal cells. Cholesterol is generally not present in the membrane of prokaryotes like bacteria and archaea. Structural features of cholesterol. Cholesterol is known as a sterol as it is made up of an alcohol and steroid. Cholesterol with a molecular formula of C27H46O and with the IUPAC name of 3-beta cholest 5N3-ol is a bulky steroid structure consisting of 4 linked hydrocarbon rings with a hydroxyl group, 2 methyl group and a hydrogen tail. The hydrocarbon tail linked to an end of steroid and hydroxyl group linked to another end. Due to this hydroxyl moiety, cholesterol is considered as an amphipathic molecule, although it contains a large hydrophobic part. Free cholesterol and cholesterol esters. Cholesterol exists as its native free alcohol form, which contains the hydroxylated moiety, as well as it also exists as a fatty acyl esters, which is known as cholesterol esters. Cholesterol is an amphipathic molecule, while cholesterol esters are very hydrophobic in nature. The hydroxyl group in cholesterol-free form makes hydrogen bonds with nearby carbonyl oxygen of phospholipid and sphingolipid heads which are present in the cell membrane and which will increase the stability of the membrane. The majority of cholesterol esters are present inside core of a lipoprotein particle. The lipoprotein particles are discussed in the later section of this module. So, most of the time you probably only hear bad things about cholesterol, but our body actually needs it to function properly. For humans, Cholesterol serves following functions in different organs and tissues. Number 1. Cholesterol is necessary component for all animal life as it is an important component for structure and maintenance of biological membranes. Secondly, cholesterol has a role as a manufacturer or a precursor molecule for steroid, cortisone-like hormones, for example, testosterone, estrogens, and cortisones. Moreover, cholesterol is also a precursor molecule for the biosynthesis of vitamin D. All these molecules are critical for controlling numerous of bodily function in coordination. Now, coming to the functions of cholesterol. Basically, cholesterol is secreted by liver into biliary fluids and gets stored in the gallbladder. Bile salt solubilizes fats in the digestive tract and helps in the intestinal absorption of fat molecules as well as the fat soluble vitamins like A, D, E and K. And secondly, what you will find that myelin sheath is rich in cholesterol. The myelin sheath covers nerve axon and provides insulation to the axon from electrical activity for more efficient conduction of impulses. Axon insulation ensure proper function of our brain by aiding route of electrical impulses. Recent research studies claimed that cholesterol is found to be the most important factor in the formation of synapse, which is greatly affect our memory and learning ability. So therefore, the absence of cholesterol may lead to the memory loss as well as difficulty in learning methodologies. Cholesterol is a key regulator for modulation of fluidity of cell membrane over the range of physiological temperatures. It is found that it composes about 30% of all animal cell membrane. Cholesterol has the ability to get inserted itself into the lipid bilayer perpendicular to the membrane plane. The hydroxyl moiety which is present in cholesterol involves in the hydrogen bond formation with the carbonyl oxygen of a phospholipid head, while the hydrocarbon tail positions itself in the non-polar core of the bilayer. The interaction of cholesterol with the phospholipid fatty acid chain membrane packing increases, which both alters the membrane fluidity as well as membrane integrity gets maintained. Other biological functions of cholesterol include intracellular transport, source of energy, protection of internal organs, and maintenance of our body temperature, etc. Types of cholesterol, basically good versus bad cholesterol. In previous section, different physiological roles of cholesterol were discussed. Therefore, it is always reminded that cholesterol itself is not bad. In fact, cholesterol is just one of the many substances created in human body through liver and used by our bodies to keep us healthy. Then what's go wrong which make this molecule as a bad named? This is probably lies in its bulky hydrophobic structure. If you see that cholesterol cannot be dissolved in the blood due to hydrophobic nature and therefore it gets transported through your bloodstream by conjugates of lipids and proteins. These conjugate molecules of lipid and proteins are generally termed as lipoproteins. Lipoproteins are complex discoidal particles made up of non-polar core of lipid inside and a single surface layer of amphipathic lipids and proteins on the outside. The non-polar lipid core consists of mainly triacylglycerol and cholesterol esters, which are basically a non-hydrophobic part, and it is surrounded by a single surface layer of amphipathic phospholipids and cholesterol molecules. These cholesterol molecules, are basically hydrophilic in nature as well as phospholipids are also hydrophilic in nature. Therefore, Amphipotic molecules like phospholipid and cholesterols are placed in outer layer in such a way that the hydrophilic portion orientation towards outside and the lipophilic portion of each molecule oriented inwards towards the lipid molecules within the particles. The protein moiety of a lipoprotein is known as an apolipoprotein. Apolipoproteins are embedded on the membrane of a lipoprotein, and these apolipoprotein can be recognized and bound by a specific receptor on the membrane of specific cells which received the lipoproteins. Some apolipoproteins are integral and cannot be removed, whereas others can be freely transferred to other lipoproteins. This figure shows a typical lipoprotein structure. Basically, this structure is depicted for chylomicron. If you see the structure, you will find that apolipoprotein and phospholipids are present on the outer layer shell. If you see that the green color are the phospholipids and a different coloration of yellow, pink and purple are for different apolipoproteins. Moreover, the cholesterol, basically cholesterol esters and triacylglycerol are present in the inside core. These molecules are basically hydrophobic in nature, that's why they are present in the inside core of a lipoprotein structure. While in case of cholesterol or the free cholesterol, it may be present on the outer surface along with apolipoproteins. On the basis of increasing density, there are different types of lipoproteins present in our blood. Low protein versus lipid ratio make for less dense lipoproteins. It means what? That lipoproteins with high lipid content will have a low density, larger size and so float on centrifugation. Those with the high protein content sediment easily, have compact size and have a high density. And on the basis of this, you will find 5 different types of lipoproteins which are present in our blood. Number 1, chylomicron. Number 2, very low density lipoprotein or VLDL. Low density lipoproteins LDL. Intermediate density lipoproteins IDL. And high density lipoproteins, for example HDL, are several lipoproteins. This figure shows the comparison of 3 different types of lipoproteins according to their sizes and the density. What you will find that chylomicron, VLDL and their catabolic remnants will show a highest structure of more than 30 nanometer, while in case of LDL it comes around 20 to 22 nanometer, and HDL has the very less structure in of 9 to 15 nanometer. When you compare the density of all the 3 molecules, what you will find that HDL has the highest density of 1.0 to 1.21 gram per ml, while in case of LDL it comes around 1 to 1.063 gram per ml, while the chylomicron or VLDL has a density less than 1.006 gram per ml. So, there are different types of cholesterol conjugate lipoproteins. Among all of them, 2 are most important cholesterol conjugates. The first one is LDL cholesterol, which is generally called as a bad cholesterol. Another type of cholesterol is the HDL cholesterol, which I like refer to as a good cholesterol because it actually helps to decrease the bad cholesterol. Triglycerides are another type of fat that exist in your blood stream and serve as an energy source. They mostly come from food. So, out of these types of fat in our blood, which is the most important? The LDL cholesterol level is one we are most interested. HDL cholesterol and triglycerides are also important, but LDL cholesterol can cause the most damage to your blood vessels, and it is a better predictor for the risk of heart diseases. Now come to low density lipoproteins. Low density lipoproteins majorly transport cholesterol and triglycerides from the liver to the tissue through bloodstream. Each one contains approximately 1500 molecules of cholesterol esters. LDL molecule shells contain one very specific apolipoprotein, that is B100, which is recognized by LDL receptor in peripheral tissue and taken up by cells through clathrin coated vesicles via receptor mediated endocytosis. The cholesterol which is being absorbed by the cell then further be utilized for membrane biosynthesis, or sometimes it get esterified and stored within the cell. Now, if you see the figure of low density lipoprotein, you will find several peculiar things which are present in basically in low density lipoproteins. First of all, you see that ApoB100 is specific with LDL and it is present on the outer surface shell of LDL. Secondly, you will find that cholesterol esters and triglycerides are present inside core of low density lipoproteins, while in case of phospholipids and cholesterol, which is unesterified or free cholesterol, they are present on the outer surfaces. The diameter, if you see, it is 225 to 275 Armstrong degree. Moreover, if you compare that phospholipid composition, free cholesterol composition, protein composition of surface as well as hydrophobic pore, you will find a specific molecules with specific percentage are present in low density lipoproteins. If you talk about phospholipids, they are contributing around 25%, while free hydroxylated cholesterol contributes around 15%, and proteins are coming as 22%. In case of triglycerides, they are 5% in proportion, while cholesterol ester or the hydrophobic cholesterol is contributed around 35% of the total of the lipoprotein, which is a low density. So because of this, basically this molecule decreases blood flow to the heart. Second thing is that we want this to be low, and it can be low with the help of diet or sometimes by the exercise or sometimes with the medication. Now, another kind of a lipoprotein, we generally good lipoprotein or sometimes good cholesterol, is high density lipoprotein. High density lipoproteins are different antagonistic carriers to LDL, which involved in transportation of cholesterol from tissues back to the liver, where it is get excreted into the intestines or sent for other tissues that synthesize different hormones. This kind of process we call as reverse cholesterol transport or RCT. While the LDL and VLDL lead cholesterol to the cells and facilitate the deposition of fat in the vessel, the HDL is on the opposite promotes the removal of excess cholesterol, including arterial plaques. So-called good cholesterol is referred to as HDL, while VLDL and LDL are known as bad cholesterols. Now, if you see the schematic representation of high density lipoprotein, you will find a differentiation between low density lipoprotein and high density lipoprotein. In case of high density lipoprotein, you will find different types of apolipoproteins are present on the outer surface of HDL. For example, ApoA1, ApoE, ApoE2, ApoC are generally present on the outer surfaces. The phospholipids and the free cholesterol are also present on the outer surfaces, while hydrophobic triglycerides and esterified cholesterol are present in the core of HDL. If you talk about the diameter, it consists of around 75 to 100 Armstrong degree. Now coming to the basic differences between the LDL and HDL contributors of phospholipids, free cholesterol, protein, triglyceride, cholesterol esters. If you see, the phospholipid shows 25%, while in case of free cholesterol it's 7% and proteins are present around 45%, which is just double of your LDL. In case of hydrophobic code, you will find the triglyceride contributed around 5% and cholesterol esters, which are hydrophobic in nature, they are generally 18%. But in case of LDL, it was around 35, just double of this amount. Other functions of high density lipoprotein include their role in inhibiting oxidation, inflammation, activation of endothelium, and coagulation. Whereas LDL molecule consists of single apolipoprotein B100 molecule which circulates the fatty acids. Therefore, the main function of LDL is to transport cholesterol to the tissues and arteries. Cholesterol derived from saturated fats and trans fat favors the production of low density lipoproteins, whereas the consumption of unsaturated fats found in oil, fish, and nuts promote the production of high density lipoprotein. Doses of lipoprotein carriers LDL, VLDL, and HDL have an indirect assessment of the quality and quantity of cholesterol circulating in our blood. So, one can estimate the total cholesterol, and what you will find that total cholesterol is equivalent to LDL cholesterol plus HDL cholesterol plus VLDL cholesterol. In the next section, you will find the salient features or the differentiated features of high density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein as a tabular form. Now you can differentiate between a high density lipoprotein and low density lipoprotein. First, we will come to the definition of both. Number one, high density lipoprotein considered as good cholesterol, and it is one of the group of lipoproteins present in blood and aids in the transport of cholesterol and triglycerides to the liver for excretion or reutilization. While in case of low density lipoproteins, they are considered as bad cholesterol and they are the type of lipid present in the blood, and if present in large amount can cause health problems as it tends to accumulate in the arteries and can cause blockage. Now coming to the functions, what you will find that high density lipoprotein is having a function of transportation of cholesterol from the arteries and tissues to the liver and other organs such as ovary, adrenal glands and testes. While in case of low density lipoproteins, major function is coming as a transport of cholesterol to tissues and arteries. The recommended range of high density lipoprotein shows that the good recommended levels are 1.55 millimole per liter and above. But in case of low density lipoproteins, the recommended levels are 2.6 millimole per liter or lower. If you talk about the sources, you will find that onions, omega-3 fatty acids like flax oil, fish, food rich in fiber like grains, oat, bran, etc. contains high density lipoproteins. While in case of sources of bad cholesterol, the food rich in trans fatty acids, refined carbohydrates such as white sugar and flour, cholesterol rich foods such as egg yolk, liver, kidney, dairy products like cream, cheese, etc. contain high amount of low density lipoprotein. Now, coming to the harmful effects of cholesterol, and any abnormal elevation or decrease in the level of cholesterol results in the pathological conditions. One of the condition is hypercholesteremia. Elevation in the cholesterol concentration in blood is termed as hypercholesteremia. This condition is strongly associated with cardiovascular diseases. People with high blood cholesterol concentration have a greater chance of getting coronary heart disease, or generally we call it the coronary artery disease, in which plaques build up inside the coronary artery. This limits the flow of oxygen rich blood into the cardiac muscles. Now, coming to the harmful effects of cholesterol. If you see, LDL particles promote the fatty deposits in the arteries and block them. If arteries are damaged, the infection can roughen the lining and cause inflammation. This makes the artery stiff and obstruct the blood flow. This pathological condition is termed as atherosclerosis, which can lead to heart attack due to the death of cardiac muscle tissues. Now, another condition of abnormal levels of cholesterol, in which the cholesterol goes down, that we call it the hypocholesteremia. Low levels of cholesterols in bloodstream are termed as hypocholesteremia, and it may be associated with depression, cancer, and cerebral hemorrhages. In general, the low cholesterol level seem to be a consequence rather than a cause of underlying illness. A genetic defect in cholesterol synthesis causes Smith-Lamley-Opges syndrome, which is often associated with low plasma cholesterol levels. Cholesterol is present in all animal cell membrane. However, it is also present in the membranes of internal organelles, but it usually makes a smaller portion of the membrane of organelle. For example, the mitochondria, a powerhouse of the cell, contain approximately 3% of the cholesterol by mass, while the endoplasmic reticulum, which is involved in making and modifying proteins, contains 6% cholesterol by its mass. Now, coming to the main question, that how cholesterol maintains the integrity of the cell membrane. If you see, plasma membrane has a fluidic nature and the molecules are always moving. It has about the same consistency as of olive oil. And now you know this thing, that cholesterol is an amphipathic molecule, means that like phospholipid, it contains hydrophilic and the hydrophobic portion. Cholesterol hydroxyl group align with the phosphate head of the phospholipids. The remaining portion of it tucks into the fatty acid portion of the membrane. Because of the way cholesterol is shaped, part of the steroid ring, the basically the four hydrocarbon rings in between the hydroxyl group and the hydrocarbon tail, is closely attracted to the part of the fatty acid chain on the nearest phospholipid. This helps slightly immobilize the outer surface of the membrane, and it makes less soluble to very small water soluble molecules that could otherwise pass through more easily through the membrane. Without cholesterol, cell membrane would be too fluid, not firm enough, and too permeable to some molecule. In other words, it helps the membrane from turning too much. While cholesterol aids firmness and integrity to the plasma membrane, and it prevents from the becoming overly fluid. It also helps maintain its fluidity. At the high temperature, it is found that in our cell's plasma membrane, basically closely 50% molecule by molecule, cholesterol helps separate the phospholipids so that the fatty acids chains cannot come together and crystallize. Therefore, cholesterol prevents extremes, whether too fluid or too firm, in the consistency of the cell membrane. So students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. Firstly, the cholesterol word is derived from the Greek language in which chol means bile and steros means solid. The last suffix "ol" stands for the alcohol group. Cholesterol is a higher order of lipid molecule and comes under modified steroids. Cholesterol is considered as an amphipathic molecule because it contains both a hydroxyl moiety and a hydrophobic core. Cholesterol serves as a precursor for testosterone, estrogen, hormone, vitamin D, and bile salts. Moreover, cholesterol composes about 30% of animal cell membrane and it is a key regulator for modulation of the fluidity of cell membrane over the range of different physiological temperatures. Lipoproteins are the complex discoidal particles made up of lipophilic molecule inside and amphipathic protein and other molecules towards outside. There are different types of lipoproteins present in the blood. Chylomicron, very low density lipoproteins, intermediate density lipoproteins, high density lipoproteins are several lipoproteins on the basis of increasing densities. High density lipoprotein promotes the removal of excess cholesterol including arterial plaques, so-called good cholesterol, and is referred to HDL, while LDL function increases arterial plaques and therefore is known as bad cholesterol. Hypercholesteremia increases the chances of coronary artery diseases. Thank you.